Builder blog. Captain Zach Sparrow back for some more, and today I'm going to do what you've been asking me to do for eons, which is fix the weapon. And I've called in professional heavy hitters to help me get this done. We're at Bishop WISECARVER. They make engineering solutions for all kinds of different engineering problems. From their track system, their different bearings, the low pro system. It boggles my mind the number of things they have built and solved here at Bishop WISECARVER. And today I have brought Skorpios with me, and we're going to see if the engineers with all these cool products here, if we can find a way to get the weapon to turn at full speed. So let's head on inside and see what magic awaits.
So to all my viewers who don't know, can you describe what Bishop WISECARVER is for us?
Yeah, at Bishop WISECARVER, we're a manufacturer of linear and rotary guide bearings that's used in a lot of different automation projects and in machines. Our core product is the dual V linear guide wheels of linear bearings that people attach to machine structures to create precise guided motion. One of our newest products is a robot transfer unit.
Yeah, so this is our prototype for our newest product. It's the dual V RTU system that we have. And so basically it moves, it's a 7th axis system for a large industrial robot. We have kind of our servo motor, gearbox, and then we use a rack and pinion that's auto lubricated.
So the big final end product is on this pad here. You're hoping to place like one of those 6-axis robots.
Yeah.
And then this is basically going to allow that robot to move up and down an assembly line of some kind.
Exactly.
The capacity is able to hold a robot with about a 2-meter reach.
Wow.
And about 600 kilograms. So this actuator, this dual VRTU, has a load capacity of about 11,000 pounds that it can move a robot.
So when I went out to the Waiachi shop, they test their drivetrains by literally, as they described it, putting a large Wisconsin man on it. And they just had a chair attached to the end of the robot. Is that what you've done here? Does that represent the length of the arm, and do you just put a weight on it?
We do test like moment loads and deflection based on, based on the arm length. We test like different types of forces, what that will do when it's moving and other things. So right now that chair is only there so that nobody hits their shin on it.
Okay, it does serve a slightly different purpose.
We did do some testing with a big barrel of sand at the full load of what the robot would weigh.
I've got the Bishop WISECARVER brain trust here. Something my fans have told me for years and years and years is my weapon doesn't hit hard enough. And I've tried brushless motors, mag motors, I've put all kinds of different power sources in here, but something in my drive line is not taking the motor power from down here out to the blade. I'm losing energy somewhere in the system, and I'm hoping you guys can help me identify this today. So we're using a motorcycle chain at a 50 pitch that drives from a 22 sprocket to another 22 sprocket. Inside here, this is an idler, and we custom machine the 2 idler pieces, and we're using I believe it's a 1/2-inch V-belt that goes from here to there. And typically when we stall the weapon, we see a lot of belt smoke. There's a huge amount of belt smoke that comes out of the robot that's not really typical of many other Battlebots. So I've been trying to figure out what thing in this line is not working right. While the Bishop WISECARVER engineering team tears apart my Battlebot, I got to take a tour to see the rest of their amazing facility, the automation, the production, and just what makes the Bishop WISECARVER product special. So while these guys do their work, let's see what all they can offer.
A lot of our products are long. On our gantry, we have about 12 feet of linear travel. With the vices, we can put in really long products and make mounting holes down long length.
That is a long
lot of vices. One of the cool things about V guide wheel technology, our dual V, it works in dirty and harsh environments. We're actually B guide wheels are used on the tool changers of the Haas CNC machines with the track and wheels. We take a close-up view of that, and we're also on some of the doors.
Now, is that just for yours, or is that for every Haas?
Standard on a Haas machine. So here you can see the B guide wheel technology and the linear tracks on the tool changer.
Oh my God, I've never noticed this. I've worked on so many Haas tools. How
Yeah.
have I always missed that?
Some of our newer machines are over here where we're running production. While I was describing the drive and idler ends, we looked at the raw material. These have come off of the machine. We're doing 4-axis machining on this. We put the blank in, machine one side, and put in the mounting holes and fixture pins. Then they go on the rotary device, and we rotate through each one of the faces to machine it into the geometry it needs. In this case, bearing mounts and motor mount thread holes. Pretty good build here. You'd see this order. I don't know, it's probably 30 or 40 parts.
Yeah. That includes a minute to load and a minute to flip it over in this particular case.
But we have a UR robot integrated to it that will do the load and unload of the blanks and finished parts. And then we designed in-house a rotary part feeder system that uses Hepco ring and guide wheels. With 3D printed work holders, we can then put different parts in here. These were for shafts or round parts. And so this can actually rotate, and then the robot can then pick up different shafts and load them into the machine for machining. Our manufacturing engineer, Nils, integrated it to the controller so it can all be taught with the UR Teach pendant. We also developed here at Bishop WISECARVER some very flexible work holding solutions for different types and sizes of blanks. So with some laser cut aluminum work holding and these different pattern of bolts, we can then go in and put different blank sizes and set this up pretty quickly for different blanks. And then the robot can be programmed to go in and load those parts into the machine. Wait, there's more. This is our newest turning center, our Mayano Citizen, multi-axis. With this machine, we can do our second operation on the subspindle, so it can actually cut or machine on the front side of the bar and also on the back side of the bar. So these studded wheels, these wheel studs come out complete from this machine with both the first and second side done. So over here, we have another automated assembly cell with a different UR robot. In this case, we're taking different guide wheels and then different studs that we've machined. The robot will put in a stud, put a wheel on the stud, and then the press will come down and do what we call swage or cold form by attaching that wheel to the stud. And then it'll put that finished product into the auto bagger, and it comes out all labeled and sealed with the part number and other information on a finished bag. Wow. Here you can see the printing of the bag. So a lot of those work holding was 3D printed and designed in-house. And this part loading system here was developed in-house off of a ring supported by V guide wheels and driven by a pinion itself. It actually will rotate to the different wheel product so that the robot can load different sizes and do different assemblies.
So it grabs all the pieces, it then loads them into this press. The press smashes it together, for the lack of a better term.
That's right.
And then the done finished assembly gets placed here on the table.
Wow. And so it's actually deformed the head of that steel to retain the guide bearing on the studded wheel.
And then it gets brought over here to be bagged and labeled.
Wow.
This is an impressive setup. As you know, we're trying Project Extinction, and we're trying to build the giant 370-pound version of Rex. And one of the biggest things is, like, here's a normal heavyweight bearing. We need something big enough to substitute in this area, something big enough that we could fit 2 Skorpios batteries in the middle of. But finding bearings this large is really, really hard. But fortunately, Bishop WISECARVER has actually come up with a solution for this. So, do you guys have any bearings bigger than this one? Okay, this one might be a bit too big, but this is exactly what I'm looking for. In order to have a 100-pound blade that rotates back and forth, we do need a big, heavy... How heavy is this?
Pretty heavy.
Unlimited weight. Do you guys have anything smaller?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This is more what I was thinking of. So, Bishop WISECARVER has engineering solutions for all kinds of problems, including your crazy robotics. And so, it looks like if we're going to build an ultra super heavyweight, we have a solution for that. But it looks like if we take this ring, is that just big enough to get 2 Skorpios batteries through? Yes. All right. So, how many of these can I get?
Okay, so they build all the crates. We have some cardboard covers, a
Wow.
shipping tube for crate. This is a size 2 stainless. It's ready for processing. I know it's stainless because there's a groove right here. This is a witness mark indicating stainless. As the track goes through the heat treater, it'll harden the V running surfaces and emboss our company's information and the part number. So quite a few things happen during the heat treating. Unfortunately, I don't see one.
All right, and go.
Here's a box of track that's already been straightened. And if you look down the linear length, you can see visually that they're very straight with a lot of product in the box, how they sit on top of each other. A long piece of steel track, people think it's, you know, super rigid, but it's actually quite flexible. If I lift it up, you can see how much this piece of track will bend. With mounting holes, the track will actually conform to the mounting surface. So if you need it to be more accurate, use a machined or ground mounting surface, and the linear track will conform to that. It's like a piece of spaghetti. Here's a machine that Bud WISECARVER designed using all dual V wheels and track. It's our polishing machine. It actually goes in with Scotch-Brite wheels and polishes the heat treat scale off of the linear tracks. You can see the dual V wheels up on each of the spindle heads. By reciprocating the saw, we use more of the wheel, the grinding wheel. I said grinding, but it's more of a polish. It's a polishing process. So the end result, you can see the heat treat scale has been removed. The scale is an oxide layer that happens when the hot track gets quenched. So see how the heat treat is a very smooth area. A good example is right here. This has been polished. This still has the heat treat scale, and this is raw, has not been heat treated. So that polishing has now made that running surface very smooth. From here, the next thing that happens is we cut the tracks to length, or we cut off the end that's still soft.
So the Bishop WISECARVER engineers have finished analyzing the robot, and they have some recommendations for me. Let's check them out.
So you were mentioning some issues with the speed of the blade over here. You have a really ingenious mechanism here. It looks like the speed of the The blade is actually powered by this belt drive, a V-belt drive. You say there's a 2-to-1 ratio on the drive motor to the pulley, or where the V-belt is. It looks a little loose right now, so I mean, right out of the gate, I'd recommend a physical tensioner. You can get some where you can, with like a screw, they could ratchet tighten it to make sure that it's really tight. You might be getting some slippage. But down on the pulley, you can maybe increase that diameter, maybe make it 1-to-1, or even change that ratio. You'll get more of the motor RPM into the shaft up here. And with that, once it's spinning, you'll have plenty of kinetic energy. You might lose a little bit of force, but it should actually speed up. It should actually get up to full speed faster and be able to recover from that.
So we took Bishop WISECARVER's advice, we installed a larger pulley on the bottom, and we made a tension adjustment block. One of the other things he pointed out to me was after our initial hit, it was pulling the motor up. And so we made the tensioner block brace off the roof of the robot. That way, as we deliver more hits, the tensioner block keeps the belt tensioned properly. The results of these changes speak for themselves.
Spin up. By the way, it's more powerful. It's also sparking on the chain.
So this is a piece of AR-400 armor from Orby Blade, who we fought in Season 6. Now it's 1/8 inch thick, and you could see our weapon struck it, and we didn't actually manage to go through, although we deformed it quite a bit. However, we just fought Calypso, and Battlebots went ahead and posted that big hit with our new weapon in the trailer for Battlebots Face Off. That's right here. Now, I'm not going to show you what the whole robot looks like after the match, or what my robot looks like after the match, but I'm going to show you just the one armor panel off of Calypso that we strike in that clip from Battlebots. Now, this piece is thicker, and we managed to tear straight through it. This is a huge improvement for the Skorpios weapon and a giant win for the Bishop WISECARVER application team. They were right on the money. Now, to see who actually won this match, and how many pieces Skorpios ended up in, and how many pieces Calypso ended up in, you will have to tune in and subscribe to the Battlebots YouTube channel. They'll be airing the matches later this year. Now, Bishop WISECARVER actually had some additional advice for us. Ways to integrate some Bishop WISECARVER products to help continue to improve performance on the next version of Skorpios.
Okay. This is just some scrap that I have, but this is like our size 2.
This is out of, it's called the Low Pro system, right?
Yes.
So this is, I've seen these things, I've seen hundreds of pounds of weight being jogged back and forth at a rapid speed. And it's one reason I was like, I really want something like this to be able to replace this belt with.
Yep.
And it looks like the size 2 is just the perfect fit to squeeze right in here. And then we can replace that with a timing pulley and a clutch.
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Oh, steel braiding in the belt. That's clever. Yep. All right, let's get it in there. To the shop.
I would really like to thank the entire Bishop WISECARVER team for not only taking me on a grand tour and showing me some incredible concepts and ideas and all their amazing products, but helping me figure out the best way to make the robot work better. So from all of us here at the Skorpios team, I want to say a big thank you to Bishop WISECARVER for taking the time to help us out.
I haven't been tensioning the V-belt right. Oh my God. That's like when you call in tech support and they're like, have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? It might be a very simple answer, but it's the correct answer. And I am so thankful to the Bishop WISECARVER team for finally telling me what I have been doing wrong. When you're so close to a problem, sometimes you can overlook something really simple, but the devil is in the details. And that's definitely one of the things I learned on this journey.
So a huge thank you to the Bishop WISECARVER team. And for any of the engineers watching the blog, if you're working on a project, go check out their website. Go see all the amazing stuff they're making there, and go see how they can help you fix your problem as well. So from all of us here on the Skorpios team, I hope you guys enjoyed this journey. I hope you enjoy the new weapon. Make sure to check out Battlebots Face Off when they premiere our episode in January. And until next week, Builder Blog, I'll catch you later.
Yeah. This one you can drive manually or CNC, which is pretty nice.
I remember Rob telling me about how his dad would bring him in on the weekends and set him up on the collet lathe. I have a feeling this is the exact setup he was talking about.
To give him jobs to finish.
Yeah.
Finish these operations.
Yeah, like part this off or polish this piece, and he'd just sit there all day long. He said his dad would put a little milk crate here for him to stand on so he could reach everything.
That's right.